Mi gente, ¿cómo estamos? The go home show for Royal Rumble was tonight. And damn, did we have some hot moments. We started off with a banging segment, we ended with a banging segment. Just a beautiful show altogether. I loved how slow it went throughout the night because it gave us time to take everything in. We start off right away with Gunther, Seth Rollins, and Logan Paul as they go at it. They trade barb for barb. Gunther first stating that he wants Seth Rollins to win the Royal Rumble, only for Logan Paul to antagonize him to the point for him to reverse track and say, no, now I want you to rumble so I can dispatch you in front of the world at WrestleMania. Now, the segment went about 17 minutes. I don't know why we would start the show off that way, but it felt very reminiscent of the old Monday Night Raw, the 3 hour Raw, where they kind of started right away with a big talking segment. From here, we move on right into the first match of the evening, which is the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day. And damn, that JD McDonough Acai moonsault to the outside where he whiplashed on the commentator's table was scary. I love the fact that JD McDonough immediately knew that people would be checking on him. He jumps up, gets the apron, lets everybody know he's doing well. Dominic checks on him, squeezes his arm. The referee comes and checks on him, but it doesn't deter from the actual match. Now, this was a solid match throughout, except for that scary moment. All four men put in really great effort, and even with the Carlito outside interference, it didn't take away too much from the actual work that was being done in the ring. From here, we move on to Xavier Woods versus Rey Mysterio Jr., and this turned out to be a really fun match as well. I mean, there's really no outside interference. We did see that Xavier Woods' family kind of got involved by doing the New Day sucks. He's so disturbed by this, he gets into the ring, gets hit with the West Coast pop in the 619, and it's all over. Rey Mysterio has really been a thorn in the side of the New Day, first by not allowing them in the locker room, and then by beating each of them in singles matches. Now, being that we live here in the States, we didn't get to see the backstage segments that happened, and we're getting them little by little released on Netflix TikTok page. So one of the segments that did happen that I wanted to talk about before I talk about the tag team women's match is the Braun Breaker segment as he's barking for the dog pound and he's confronted by Penta. So now we look like we're moving towards a story with Penta challenging Braun Breaker as he reminds him that he's Penta y tiene cero miedo. Now, there is a rumor that came out earlier today that Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are moving towards the tag division. I can only surmise that this rumor is actually coming to fruition because they did beat the tag team champions tonight on Monday Night Raw. The question that we need to ask is, now that Liv Morgan and Raquel have beaten the tag champions, do they feel some kind of way about them defending the titles against somebody else tomorrow night on NXT, and do they somehow get involved? From here, we get a great promo by Paul Heyman as he tells us that Roman Reigns will be the cover athlete of WWE 2K. Now, he does get interrupted by Drew McIntyre, and they trade barbs back and forth. Now, right before the end of the segment, Drew McIntyre says he has a favor to ask of Paul Heyman. He says, remind your client that I'm going to beat him to a bloody pulp this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. Paul Heyman says, I will tell my tribal chief this, but not before Drew says, hey, pump the brakes. He knows I'm coming. I'm talking about CM Punk. From here, we get a really fun match between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn as there happens to be a little snafu and Sami Zayn gets busted open. Now, they go for about 15 minutes before Drew McIntyre pins Sami Zayn with his feet on the rope. Now, of course, we can't end the go-home show with a schmoz finish as Cody Rhodes comes out to help out Drew McIntyre, only for Kevin Owens to come out to beat up Cody Rhodes. And while everything is moving on, we accidentally have another haluva kick to the wrong guy as Drew McIntyre times it perfectly and a haluva kick knocks out Cody Rhodes. Now, just when I thought the show was over, we actually go to commercial break. When we come back, it's Cody Rhodes cutting a promo in the ring, just his full Homelander shtick, until he's interrupted by CM Punk. As CM Punk comes out and says, yo, you good, bro? Because I'm your only friend, and I know how lonely it could be at the top. They go back and forth, but not before Cody Rhodes ends the segment by saying, I'm not chasing you anymore, you're chasing me. And wait till you find out that the best in the world isn't you anymore, it's me. All in all, I thought this was a really good go-home show. It didn't pack too much in. We had a show on Saturday night, we have one tonight, we have tomorrow night, and then we have Friday Night SmackDown. That's a 3-hour show. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble, and I can't wait to give you my predictions later this week.